Thank you to GameWorks Create for being a channel partner. Looking for a Kickstarter game you missed or 3D printed minis? GameWorks Create has a huge selection available, all at a fair price. Use the link in the description below to check out all that GameWorks Create has to offer. What's up, Rockstars? Today I finally have something that's been years in the making. I have been wanting this for so long. So let's dive right in. I can't wait to look at it. Today's video is sponsored by you guys, my patrons and YouTube members. It is through their financial support that this channel is possible. This is because of them. A lot of what you see on this channel is because of them. So if you're liking the channel, if you're liking the content, and you can afford $1 a month, or maybe even a little bit more, there is a link down in the description below, and I would love to have you on that team. It's a great bunch of people. But if not, that's fine too. Just a like or even a subscriber, better yet, a comment letting me know this video was helpful helps me out a ton, and I greatly appreciate it. Alright, now, this took a while to get here because Customs loves to open my boxes. I don't know why. I think they're board gamers over there. Either way, they're constantly trying to, play this game. So, regardless, it's been opened before, but not by me. This is the first time I'm seeing this. This is Chronicle X Wave 2. I am excited to finally see this. It's been a long in the making. It's kind of a bummer because they had the minis done so long ago, and then they were waiting on China with those cardboard pieces. I don't even remember what all this was. I think there was going to be a 2019 calendar. I can't wait to see what year. I almost hope it's a 2019 calendar still. Okay, so this is the XXL Models Box 2. Again, I ordered this so long ago. So long ago. Multiple of those. Sure. Why not? Here's box 1. Even bigger. The XXXL. It's even bigger. And did I get 2 copies of both those? I did. I don't recall. Again, it's been so long. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Navo Warriors. Now, I have already done a very detailed unboxing of Wave 1. I even did a review, so you can take a look at that. That'll all be in the description below. There'll be links there as well. An art book. Excited to see this, actually. Be kind of cool. Okay, and what do we got here? We got some more stuff here. Looks like maybe build instructions or something. I don't know. We'll find out. Then we also have the Night Fight Mode map tiles. Chronicle X. Let's see. This is kind of interesting because I think it's more XCOM than maybe even the XCOM board game. But it wasn't like spectacular. It was just good, right? Since then they've done Wolfenstein, which is amazing, and several other just really nice campaigns. They've been doing quite well. I just reviewed their Masters of the Universe, so you can take a look at that if you want. This is the stretch goal box. This is, I think, what we've mostly been waiting for. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to go top down, see everything really up close and personal. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, let's go ahead and start with the Navo Warriors. Looks like I might already have it started. Let's go ahead and take a look. See what these guys look like. Oh, okay. So that's really the front of it. So the front of it is like actually shows the art, as you can see. That's cool. That's cool. I dig it. I'm hoping that with more variety and everything that the game will improve. I'll let you guys know my thoughts when I get it to the table. It's been a while since I've played the original, though I do believe I have a review out that, again, I'll link it down below. You can go and check that out. Alright, so let's go and take a look at these guys, and I think they look cool. I will say, these bases look amazing. Very, very nice looking here. Like, they look great. This, scale design is actually very neat. I'm not sure I've seen a scale design like that. It's like the center of it and it's like ridged here, and then the side is like more fleshy. So it's like just scales, and even the scales themselves are like pretty much 3 across all over. Again, very interesting to kind of see. Then it gets smaller here, and then it looks like a little bit of a rattlesnake kind of thing. They have these like melee weapons by the looks of it, and then some guns and some shields. So they look kind of Aztec-ish in a way. It looks like this is a body and another body here where the head would go. These heads look cool. So you look at these heads, again, they have great, let me zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see. So they have great teeth and eyes sculpted in there. A little bit of a mold line right there. But honestly, the mold lines themselves are quite low as well, which is very nice to see. And it looks like just these two no, these are different. These are different, yeah. So see how now this one has this on the base. A little bit different. Very cool. But otherwise, it looks like pretty much the same. Well, no, because this head's different too. So a few differences, but you could still tell they're all kind of the same. Looks like they're wearing some kind of like armor stuff going on there. Very interesting. All right, so that's them. We're going to move over through all this quickly because there's a lot to go through. This is the XXL Model Box 2. Should I do a Box 1 first? Let me do the Box 1 first. We'll do the Box 1 first. Here we go. There's Box 1. Let's go ahead and take a look. See what we have here. There we go. I'll write it in here. Ooh, okay, so a lighter gray here. Again, I don't know why they're doing some in some gray and some in another. But here's a much lighter gray plastic here. Again, though, this is where, like, I think the treads go. There's probably the big tank thing, the RoboCop looking kind of thing. The basing is, as always, great. Look at the gear there. Look at the little detail right there in the gear. That sounds awesome. Big old, like, guns or turbines or engines or who knows what's going on there. You can see kind of like the pipe work here. These sharp angles are looking really good. The small little bit on the treads looking nice. Looks like the organic and inorganic stuff I think is turning out well on both. There's like some lines you can see from the plastic, but it's just like it's not actually a texture thing. So that's fine. I'll paint up. Honestly, this has to be some of the least cleanup it looks like I'll need to do for this style of plastic in quite some time. I've been working with some Games Workshop hips. Oh man, look at that. It looks like a whole separate piece. Look at that. Oh, that looks great. That looks awesome. And the mold lines are, you know, they're kind of significant actually. Here's some more of that organic stuff so you can kind of see how that's looking. And then look at this with the little turbine thing there. The chain like kind of structure looks nice. It's actually part of a tail. Look at the grass here. Again, this is going to look awesome painted. It's going to look fantastic. See the tire right here as well? Oh, that's so good. Look at this. So again, I really appreciate that they can go soft and they can go harder detail. And I think that's nice. Because see, so the difference between this, right, and then this is huge. You see like the little, like, even circles in there? It's even indented. You don't have to drill in the barrels or anything, right? Oh man, look at the muscle detail here. Looking great. And this guy, love it. Love it. Okay, looks like we got one more here. This is the body to him. Look at that hair. Very much sculpted hair where it doesn't look like somebody just took a texture comb and brushed it, right? This is actually kind of placed. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are going this way and that, which I really appreciate. Some of the like claw weapons here. Another base. This one much more plain, but I think it's going to cover up a lot more. And look at this, all the skulls. Hopefully those skulls are to scale. I bet they are. Here's a hand. My goodness. Oh man, look at the inside of that mouth there. Yep, no thank you. Okay, well that was a good start. Again, we're going to keep steamrolling through here. So let's go and take a look at box 2. Then we're going to look at some of the printed material. And then we're going to look at the stretch box, or stretch goal box itself. Let's take a look. Right. Oh, again, I love when there's like stuff piled up. Look at these. These barrels are pretty small, but I can't remember what the whole scale is, to be honest. I think it's a little bit smaller anyway. Because, yeah, these are small barrels otherwise. Which just shows you how big these are. Here's like a hand. It's like the part of an arm. Here's like a a stop sign and a vehicle part there. And again, even the tread there looks great. It really, really does. Here's one of the bad guys there. Well, I mean, if you're playing the aliens, you're not the bad guy, right? You're just trying to take over the world. That's all. No big deal. Getting great. This like power gun plasma unit thing. And this is still really impressive. Really, really is. Oh, this is fun. So look at the tubing here. See again how it can go soft. And then that hard line is really, really nice. That's what's great about this plastic, is it shows up really well. Got another one of those guys. Look at the eyes on that guy. Oh man, very cool. The inside of the jaw, I like that the mouth is textured. That's really nice. Not always the case for games. A lot of times they forget to texture the inside. Alright, let's look at some printed material. We got whatever's in here. Let's take a look. Looks like some build instructions. Is this it? One more. Okay, here's some build instructions for the Grey Master and Slip Steel Sentry. At least it's all named. I really appreciate that. It looks fairly detailed. No text or anything, but it still kind of shows, it really highlights what you're putting on and where. Put that back in. Here's a bigger one. Oh, that sounded weird. This is for some of the big guys here. We got really big. This is just like a parts identifier. I'm not sure why for each sprue. I wonder if was it numbered on here or was it not? Ah, so they don't number the runner. So this is kind of the runner between all of them, and it's not numbered. So you have to use this to see it. Well, ideally they could get to a point where they can put that on the plastic. That is always helpful, for sure. But until then, you'll have to reference this. All right, here's the Nava Warriors there. So we got that. And I don't know if they put this in based off what you backed or not. Actually, I can't remember. Again, it's been so long. If that was a paid add-on or if it was just part of the stretch goals separated. I imagine all the stretch goals were put into the stretch goals. Okay. Oof. That sounds terrible. So, now we got this. I'm not going to read this, so you'll read it before I do. There you go. You can go in and read that. Pause on it. Is this the calendar? That'd be great if it was. Oh my gosh, it's 2021 calendar. So, that means we get to use it for a few months. So that's nice. The art looks good. I dig it. This was still one of my favorites. I love it. The silliness of it is actually something I kind of appreciate. It definitely focuses on the art, which is kind of cool. So let's see. We are right. Hold on. Right here. There you go. Money. Love it. So there you go. 2019 calendar is now a 2021 calendar. That we're over halfway through already. Next up, we have the art book in a bag. We'll keep it in the bag. Not hardbound or anything like that. But quite hefty. What kind of music do planets sing? Neptunes. Love it. There's, again, some of the art. Oh, cool. Look at that. That's neat. Let me zoom out a little bit. Just so you can see it all better. There you go. So, mostly, definitely an art book as opposed to, where you're... I love it. Where you're Hulk Hogan. I dig it. As opposed to, like lore or anything like that. But it will be nice to use a lot of this for painting purposes as well. Some of the locations you can go to, or not go to, but like some of the base rooms that you get. Very cool though, Assassin's Creed. They got all sorts of stuff. I love it. They just put aliens and all sorts of. Geez, all your bases belong to us, right? They got it's all your base or belong to us. All right, very cool, very cool. I dig it. I actually really like the theme of everything. Let's go ahead to the stretch goals. Oh. Before we do stretch goals, there's one other thing I may as well open that's a little bit, of the smaller side. This is a night fight map. So let's go ahead and unbox this first. And then we'll get to the stretch goals. This is very dense, by the way. Like, I don't feel any wiggle room. So it's probably just, that's a box around tiles is my assumption. But we'll take a look. Alright. There's that. Oh, I like the back. That's cool. That's cool. I dig it. What I don't dig is this style box. It's always see bending and stuff like that. Makes it look bad. Alright, these are not going to fit in on camera, so we're going to leave those out once they do that. But, as you can see, now it's at night. Looks to be, I don't know if it's the exact same map. It looks quite similar, though. Definitely fits in with everything just at the night. I will say that the lighting is cool, and I think everything stands out more, too, like this kind of stuff. Which is pretty neat. But that's all that is, just maps. Who would have thought? Alright, this is actually quite long. Like, really long. Let's see if there's anything in the back. Nope, just Chronicle X. Alright, stretch goals. Let's take a look. I'll open it here. Ooh, boy. This has been long coming. I was such a tiny little channel when I first backed this. It was quite a while ago. So, yeah, kind of interesting. Back then I backed, I think, just as much for minis as I did game. Now I'm definitely, I think, more game than minis. I was always a fan of XCOM, but I wasn't satisfied with the XCOM board game. I didn't play it. That sounds interesting enough. It just doesn't necessarily sound like XCOM to me, right? Whereas this seemed more XCOM than XCOM. So I was really excited about it. Uh-oh. Okay, so we got a little bit of a tape here, too. This is abnormal. But alright. Want to keep it closed? You can keep it closed. Alright, this is it. Let's take a look. Still got that foam. Alright, let's zoom out a little bit here. Alright. Tiny bit more. There we go. This little guy. So they got all the spots for the big guys here. That's cool. I dig that. And then we got this little guy here holding his books. Or his Chronicle X book, I think is what it's supposed to be. The most anticipated game 2018. I dig it. That's awesome. 2018. And you got the the cubes from it, all that. Very cool. I dig that. I like how meta that is. Okay, so we got the clips. Let's go and take a look at some of this cardboard. This is what we were all waiting on, was this stuff here. Actually, let's do a spin, because I think that's what everybody's interested in. That's what they went and did from, they used to make this themselves, and then they went out, I believe, to E-Star to go ahead and make this. I believe that's the manufacturer in China they were waiting on for this stuff. Let's get that open. Let's get this open. Let's test one out, huh? And we'll see if there's anything else underneath this, because it is 2 layers, and I suspect it is. But we will see. Come on. If I can open it, watch a guy struggle for 20 minutes. The video. Hey, you guys clicked it, not me. Alright. Take one of these. Defense. Okay, that all defense is all the same thing? Should have 2, right? Maybe, let's see. So that is for Attic Blackwood. Health. Okay, we need the Attic Blackwood health. Probably under A. Okay, Atticus Blackwood. Alright, we're going to do this, guys. And then we need melee. Aha, so his is the move that goes down. There's the 3. Okay, so we got that for Atticus Blackwood. Alright. Now, I need some of these. Okay, and make sure this is all punched out. I'll tell you right now, these feel more significant, so that's nice. Not the thickest stuff ever, but much harder, which I think is the important part there. All right, and we need front and backs here. A whole bunch here, I don't care. All right. Need one more bottom. There we are. Okay, we got everything. Let's do it. Health goes right there. I don't remember if it's this side or which side or whatever. It doesn't really matter. So I don't think. Maybe it does. Ooh. There we are. Okay, well that spins nice, so that's good. Okay, then we got his defense next. That'll go right there. And then I did like this, it reminded me, well, it reminds me now of Warhammer, where when you get bracketed and your stats change and they can be different things that change. It's not always the same 3 things or 2 things that move down. So now he's 835, and then uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Then so it goes 835. Oh man, I'm still unable to do this. Oh, if only this worked. Oh, maybe you just gotta really push it by the looks of it. Yeah, I might have it a little too tight actually. But anyway, then it goes 735. Then it goes, oh my gosh, 625. You might just have to break it in a little bit. 524, 424, 324, and 112. There we go. See, now it's a lot better now. So it looks like it's actually pretty okay. Just needs to get broken in a little bit, but then they tend to move pretty good. This is a lot better. It is. I remember how bad they were before. That's good. All right, now we got some cards here. I'm not concerned too much about the cards. You guys, I'll link down below to my first unboxing where you saw all the cards and stuff. Oh, this one's loose. That's fascinating. I wonder if it's a one they forgot or a misprint or that they just wanted to replace. I'm not sure. And then some of the unit cards of the new guys as well. Let's go ahead and lift this up. Let's see what we have below. And actually, while we're here, will this fit? Yes, that's huge. So that's something I mentioned last time, is that it didn't fit when they're on there. That being said, it's going to be too high because it's thickened a little bit. So you'll have to make do with that somehow. But at least it's not like rubbing into the foam. So if we lift this up, there are minis under here. Let's go in and take a look at all the non-XXL ones that came in here. All right, set this down nice and gently. There we are. Okay, where to begin? Let's start up there. I'm going to go in and zoom in a little bit. There you go, that should be good for you. And as you can see, these are still great. This is their old resin stuff, I believe. I don't think they changed these to hips at all. But that's definitely where the company's going. That being said, this still looks fantastic. Again, the base, the details are all there. This, like a barbed wire, actually, it's like sharp, actually. There's a little bit of flash that tends to be on these, and a little bit of mold lines that they've since improved. But these are still, again, really, really good. The glasses look good. It's very hard to do glasses with miniatures. It really is. But I think this turned out quite well. Really like that. And the hair is actually textured. It's not flat on there. Also very nice. And again, I do appreciate being able to see the mini. That's always nice. Fighting over a toilet. Everything I've dreamed of and more. I dig that. Yeah, no, this is good. Still same great detail. The barrels actually have a hole, which is nice. Otherwise, yeah, everything is looking good here. Everything's nice and separate, and that texture is still great. And again, a toilet. Heck yes. I don't recall that many at all. That's fantastic. There's another guy. Again, the mouth open looks good. The gun looks good. The hand is separated from the gun. And of course, the base is still fantastic. And they got cloth, they got metal, they got wood, they got all kinds of textures on there, which is really nice. So one of the great things about controlling the basing is you can get some dynamic miniatures like this. Like, look at that. That is not something you can get from CMON, no matter what, because everybody else is still just texturing the base, if they're doing even that. CMON is only just barely starting to texture base. Meanwhile, this company here is like, well, let's just actually have a guy leaping over something like this. That is just awesome. I really dig that. What a cool pose and design there. Again, you got the cleanup that is kind of necessary. There's like pore marks and you know, just various flash and whatnot, but they clean up quite easily too. And it's, as you can hear, very hard plastic, so very nice there. I really like this too, by the way. That looks great. I like how some are bigger and some are scrunched up, just like they would normally be. And even the pipes there are broken, so they're not just ending. It's actually a broken pipe, so it matches what the base needs. A little bit of grass coming out of the cracks and stuff too. Very, very cool. I dig that. All right, look at this little guy. I love him. He is cool. Again, a lot more grass. Tons of sculpted grass. Look at that. Oh, it's going to look great painted. It'd be hard to paint in here, but that's all right. All the rocks look good. Really dig everything here. This is kind of lumped up into one piece, but it's still separated. I can still see where the differences are. So I do appreciate that. And a good connection too, even though it's supposed to be floating. We have this one. Again, using the base to support it so it actually is above the ground. I love this. Again, even Warhammer can't do this because they always typically try to have the flat base, except for a few HQ units and stuff like that. So it's really nice to be able to have it just like zipping around a pipe or something. I think that's great. Very, very nice. Looking great already. So far, nothing broken as well. The face on this guy is great. Wow. Weird. He's like transforming. You know, I dig the tail. The basing looks great. I love how he's holding his gun. I think that's awesome. Even though this is like, you know, how they do the unicast here, it's still very dynamic. You know, there's still holes here. This isn't filled in like a lot of our games are these days. It's nice and separate. Again, there is some flash. It just comes right off. It's normally pretty easy to get off. There you go. Look at that. It's already cleaned. Pretty easy stuff. All right. Again, it's great to see Marty McFly here, hovering on his hoverboard, actually doing a trick over some barrels. I think that's awesome. These barrels still look tiny. So I don't know if I have the other plastic here. I do. All right, so here's the comparison of the barrels. As you can see, same size. So, like that's scaled, and I can tell you right now that the skulls that we saw earlier match the head size as well. Really appreciate that attention to detail when it comes to scale. Especially, I don't know if they have multiple artists or not, but it's always kind of hard to regulate that. Again, a lot of leaping here, a lot of dynamic shots going over this. Look how much this base is built up. This base takes up more plastic than the Mini himself. I love that he has a little cigar coming out, and his ears are always super cool. Love the kind of the fire hydrant and his foot on there. It's barefoot right here. Very, very cool. And some missiles, because that's important. Very cool. All right. We got some more here. Aha! Now, my wife painted this guy. I had a preview copy of it, and this is fantastic. Looks just as good as when I got it, and he paints up great, by the way. The tiny little bit of smoke and stuff is a nice touch, for sure. Looks great painted. I'm going to come around this way now. This is another one of that kind of assassin lady leaping over. So this now already has like skulls and stuff there. This is definitely during a fight. Okay, get this guy out. Oh man, yeah, this was a crossover. Was this the Wild Ascent crossover from way back when? Can't quite remember. Obviously the wrong scale nowadays, right? Nowadays these are tiny, but you know, it's actually not that tiny. It's actually pretty good, and they're showing up real nice too, which I appreciate. All right, I think we might have 2 of those. But again, all unique sculpts, I believe. Let me actually see. Yep, so this is actually very close, but not quite. See, this has a tail up here, and the basing's all different compared to this one. So close. So again, you can tell they're the same, but they're not. I think that's important. Here's another hero here, and again, I think it looks great. Love the mechanical arm. I like the difference. This padding right here especially is great. Him taking out a cigarette. Look at that little detail there. That is awesome. I dig that. Is he like, has he just killed and murderized a guy? Where's the rest of the stuff? That's what I want to know. Okay, another one of these guys. Again, I think the face looks great. And I love this, how he comes off the base. I love how he's hunched over his gun. All of these, and like nobody's just standing around except for a guy who's literally posing. Looks like she's posing too. We'll get to her. Look at the trench coat on this guy. I dig this. That's so much different. It also looks a lot like Killer Croc. Just saying. It does. You can't deny it. Let's see, how does this go in? I think like this. That's how I'm putting them in. All right, look at this. Oh, so great. Look at E.T. go. I love it. With the little, like, oh, these almost look like boombox kind of things to me. Oh, look at how it's even separated from the base like that. So it's really, just looks like it's connected there. Really helps sell it, I think. That's super cool. So we have this chick. Again, this is filler right here by the looks of it. Oh, wait, no, this might be kind of hard to tell. I'll have to look closer. I mean, there's obviously some filler there, but I think a lot of it's a tied bandana as well. Gun held out like this. The gun can actually use a little bit more detail here. I don't think this looks a little flat to me. Like the rest of this looks good. Like that the barrels are put in, and actually this side of it looks better in my opinion. It's probably the first thing I'm not super happy with is just how shallow that detail came out. This looks, oh man, this looks good. A little like jack there, some bullets and all around. Again, the only bummer I think with this stuff is just cleaning it up, right? The cleanup is a bit much. Look how much taller these aliens are. Look at this guy. And he's like all foot, so maybe that's it. Maybe if he wasn't wearing his high heels today. Love the separated fingers. That's awesome. And a cool weapon as well. Is that? Again, yeah, definitely needs some, you can see pretty strong though. Definitely needs some cleanup though. All right, another just kind of plain dude here. He's just shooting. That's all he's doing. Look at that. Freaking love it. Yeah, let's freaking kung fu aliens to death. Who doesn't want to do that? I love the kind of cheesy 80s vibe that we have going on here. This is kind of interesting because it looks like this is kind of damaged. And then this looks like it had a few layers to X-ray. See, there's like 2 layers here. And then like a layer here. And it's like all smooth, which is kind of weird. I don't know what happened there with the cast. And now here it's over on this side. And maybe this is supposed to be paint that's been chipped. Ah, that might be it. That might be it. That would kind of explain it a little bit. I bet that's what it is. I'll have to look at the art perhaps, but I bet that's what it is. All right, another mad freaking doctor. Now he has this jack, but it's up. And it has like little things on it. Meanwhile, he's got like this weird saw thing, drill thing, and a freaking knife, and he's ready to go to town. He would fit very well. Oh no, it's attached to him. Very well in like a Wolfenstein. Incidentally, they made that. All right, I already showed her. Here's, I believe, a Wild Ascent mini here. Either way, very cool. Love all the like tubes and tentacles and suction cups, and it looks like even water and stuff like that. Very cool. It's like sloshing around on the battlefield. We got a snake here, which is awesome. The original snake, original big boss, right? Very, very cool. Love the patch on the eye. The mouth looks like there are teeth there, actually. It's very hard to see, but it definitely looks like his mouth is closed there. Again, love the separation, like from the arm, just how their unicast system has always impressed me. And while I'm glad they're going to hips, it's still very impressive that what they can do with this resin here. Look at this guy, freaking gnarly. Look at that, gross. One of the few times that they have assembly, but this is actually assembled on there. That's just a separate piece. And I think maybe this might even be a separate piece as well, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but I think so. I think this was a 7. So 3 pieces for this guy. Look at that leaf on there. Oh, man. If anybody ever paints these up, please feel free to share them. Look at this freaking boss of a dude. Freaking love him. That's awesome. Oh, he's great. Look at that big old gun. That dude is ready to kill. I dig that guy a ton. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Anything else? Yeah, a few other things here. So here's another one. This is one of those assassins not leaping, instead just carrying a dead guy's head. You know, just how it is. Just posing for the camera. Oh, hello, look at me. I'm sorry about that, guys. I really am. I feel I should apologize. All right, here's Charlie over here. Wally on steroids. Johnny 5 with a gun. Very cool. I like the little tank design with the arms. Looks like he has a little blaster here, maybe another blaster there, by the looks of it. Again, very cool. There's some of that white residue. That's always on these. No big deal. And last one is this guy. Again, just screaming. Look at his mouth open like that. So great. What a huge freaking mouth. That's the size of him. You know how heavy that thing would be? Man, no wonder he's screaming. He's just like, ah, I gotta pick it up. It's a melee weapon too. You just hit people with it. All right, guys. I think that's it. I'm going to lift this up. Just Just kidding. A few more things here. Always look everywhere. All right. So now we have upgrade card again for the aliens. I'm assuming this is different. Oh, it's for the new enemies, I imagine. Okay. Top secret Chronicle X files. You know how it is. Grays. I love it. I always appreciated the humor here. So this is just, I think, new stuff you can do. Trees, very cool. Substeel rules, narrative mode missions. Got even more stuff here. I think this is probably for the new people. I think this is probably for the new people here. Hayden Walker, Dr. Henrik Erickson. We got tokens. I'll go in and actually take out the tokens. Look at this. It's all freaking stored and everything. It's actually a little annoying, but I guess it keeps it all together. So there is that. All right, let's go ahead. I think this is the front. So they do definitely have tags. However, these are actually tokens. Look at that thickness. Look at that, guys. No longer are you dealing with like paper punch outs. Like these are much more legit. Not as thick as I'd like, but actually quite compressed. Like I don't really feel a lot of give when I push down just a little bit, but also just looks really nice and even too, which I really appreciate. Looks good. All right, we got Christmas trees here and regular trees. I dig the walls and the trees. It's very nice to see. Definitely add a lot to it. Then we have a mission book here and an updated rule book. Very nice. That'll be great to, because I need to reread them anyway, so I may as well read that new one. And this is probably an updated rule book. Okay, I don't want to spoil too much, but yes it is. So this is all updated printed material down here. That's what we're seeing here. And then finally your blips and whatnot as well. You get all the different tokens that you would get when you pick up stuff as well. There's your Neon Rush. Very, very cool. All right, now that is it. We're at the bottom of the box. Guys, I hope you appreciated this. If you were here when I first unboxed Chronicle X, let me know. I would love to say thanks to you for sticking with me this long. It's been a long haul, but it's always nice to get something finally completed. So, yeah, and let me know what you think, too. I'd love to hear from you. Alright guys, I got all of the XXL models built. This actually took a fair bit of time for me to do, but it's because I have to clean them when I build them. I can't just build something with mold lines on it. What that means is I scrape like the side between where the two molds sandwich together. There's a tiny bit of plastic that's sometimes visible, sometimes not. At least not very much. And I have to do it before I build them because I'm going to do it afterwards anyway, and it's a lot easier to do it when it's not all pre-built and everything. So that's kind of why that is the way it is. But let's go ahead and start taking a look at them now that they're built. Let's go ahead and zoom in. There we go. All right. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, so as you can see, super cool look to them all. They look great, and if you look at the scale size, quite large. That being said, they're all the right scale, right? But these are XXL for this for sure, and actually just quite big in general. I think so. I think it's pretty good. This guy was cool. He's got like these like 2 little guns here, and the grabby claws and all that kind of stuff. And the base is super nice. I really like the grass, and then the pallets here are quite nice as well. I'll talk more about pallets with the Annihilator, so remind me to do that, guys. I would love to know, by the way, as I'm showing these off, which one's your favorite, which one you'd like to see, and I will use that in my first game of Wave 2. How about that? I need to figure out how to, who to use at some point. All right, here's kind of the Overlord or Overseer or whatever, the big baddie anyway. And he is super cool for sure. Really like the base on this one because first of all, he's crushing a dude, which I think is great. I love that. He's like, how I thought that's great. And then all the skulls and the gun here and everything. I mean, it's this guy's had a bad time. And he doesn't seem to care. He's got a huge gun here on this arm, which is super cool. And then like these like dreadlock kind of things going on here, which I really dig as well. And then this big like attack tentacle braid thing. It's connected all quite well. You can pick it up anywhere because all 3 of these are connected to each other, even though they're actually all separate pieces too. So I thought that was pretty good. And this kind of integrates into the base quite well too. So he is a solid mini, like just very much can be used in game quite well, I think. And of course looks cool as well. So there's that. All right, put them all in. I do like that these all come with storage, by the way. So we're going to move on from that to my least favorite build-wise. I'll kind of explain a few pieces here as I get them out. So this is the Annihilator. Now, I had the Annihilator in resin. In fact, from way long ago, there's the one in resin. Now, it's been primed, and then it's gathered a lot of dust. I was going to paint it once upon a time. I will note some differences here in a little bit, but first of all, let's just take a look at the mini. So very cool design-wise. Maybe my favorite design-wise, though there's some pretty good ones. I love the like kind of telepathic kind of integrated person with, folded and strapped in and buckled in and all that kind of stuff. I love the like tentacle attack here, and then the huge like gun with a big fist and everything. I really like the mini as a whole. I think it's super, super cool. I bled several times building these, and the reason is because they have some of the biggest connection points. I'll point it out on another one here, but the connection from the runner, here's one from the dungeon here, but you see this is about as small as it gets. In fact, this is literally the smallest I've ever seen. They are normally actually quite like this big or bigger. And as you can see, that's quite large. So when you cut them, I mean, like it gets messy, and then you're trying to clean it out of these small parts. In fact, he doesn't have elbows because I couldn't tell where the runner and the elbow started and stopped because it was just such a big connection point. It just was one big blob. So he has no elbows. He's supposed to have elbows like this, and he does not, which is unfortunate. But I guess it is what it is. These were also kind of difficult just because it was hard to tell which way it went, and these connection points right here were incredibly hard. I ended up gluing it very much together, but this didn't really lock in. Like, most of the pieces fit in a very certain way. In fact, these arms very much a specific way and no other way. These joints here just slid around. There was nothing really grabbing it. This was by far the most difficult piece to assemble. Which is unfortunate because it's such a cool mini, and it is still a cool mini. Let's note some differences, because I think that's interesting to look from hips and their unicast resin. Obviously, things can be a little bit more separated in this because it's multi-piece versus this unicast. So you'll notice these are kind of like, falling over each other and stuff like that. That's because everything kind of has to be connected. Whereas here, as you can see, it's more drawn out a little bit, right? It's a little bit more kind of going every which way. That being said, you'll notice like the tires here. So see the tire tread here versus the tire tread here. Now what's interesting is this is a difference between this and Wolfenstein. In Wolfenstein, the hips version was actually better. than the resin unicast version, but in this one it's a little bit worse. You'll notice they changed the barrels, just kind of, I guess, overall design, but also where it is now. One of the things the unicast always had that was a bother is this kind of like layer offset that it tended to have, but otherwise this is pretty comparable. I think this might be a little bit more defined on the ridges here, perhaps, though I think elsewhere I think it looks a little bit better here. Like I think the face actually looks a little bit better over here than it did there. And same with this. Notice how this is not a separate piece and this it is a separate piece. I much prefer being a separate piece. I think that just looks better than this one, which is kind of all blended in. So some of it was just design choices that they did too. You'll notice like this right here is actually different. They changed that a little bit. And same with here. I think just kind of overall how they put it together there is a little bit different. On the back, you'll notice that this is smaller, though mine is actually up more and maybe need to be turned. But you'll notice here like the palette. So here's kind of the palette. You'll see the indent here, and you'll see how it's flat here. They've just kind of flattened it out comparatively. And then again, the kind of the tire difference and the barrel difference as well. And then a few other like just changes to the sculpt. But I think that's really the detail difference. You'll notice there's a lot more space here than there is here, with this just kind of two, and one of them's a little melty versus all crisp. So pros and cons. Sometimes I think it's better, sometimes I think it's worse. It just kind of depends. Overall, I think the detail here is fantastic. It's very, very nice detail. And so if the details may be slightly less sometimes, but better in others, I think that about evens out. And the fact that you can get a little bit more crazy with the sculpt design, design-wise, pose-wise, sculpt-wise, I think that definitely benefits overall. So I'm quite happy with it, but that one was difficult. All the rest actually were quite easy. Like this guy was super easy. No problem at all. And again, great detail where he's holding this guy here. This poor there's a lot of guys that are just hurt. Well, pretty much all there is to it. There's a little car door and a stop sign thing there. He's got all these like jetpack things going on, and this like blade coming out of him. Very, very cool. And again, I love the size difference. Very intimidating, which I appreciate. Let's see how he went. Yeah, we're going to put him like that. How about that? All right, this guy here. Again, very solidly built. Good connection points all throughout, which I actually appreciate. I like the texture change. You can see there's a little bit of the connector still there. It's very hard to kind of get rid of them completely, especially with how large they are. You'll see more and more kind of as we go around. That being said, primed and painted, this guy would still look fantastic. He'd look really good. And I think all these would paint up quite well. Another favorite for me is the RoboCop kind of styled Sentry robot guy. I love the treads. They did the treads very well, I felt, and how they're sculpted. I think that ended up great. I really like the kind of offset axis here. The guns went together really nice. This like clicked in. Same with here and all. Like all these different pieces, I thought. This one in particular, I thought did really well. This was a little loosey-goosey here, but I ended up just gluing it in how I had it, and I'm happy with that. Overall, one of their best sculpts too. Very, very good detail, very well put together, easy build, very nice. Now, I've been told this is the coolest mini that they had, but I think that's just due to his face. See if I can get him out. There we are. Okay. All right, so here he is. Again, super cool face, as you can tell. Here's what I'm talking about with, like, in fact, I got cut on either this one or this one. I don't remember which, but, like, I stabbed my finger, like, 3 times. Like, it's still a little tender there, actually. Not 3. It was twice. I don't want to exaggerate, but I do want to be serious. Like, I drew blood twice, just by trying to, like, cut into here, because there's this big fat... in fact, I'll put a picture up right now, but there's this big fat like block here and you're having to dig into, and it's kind of a bummer. Otherwise though, again, built great. Everything fit together nicely, especially for me. I thought it was actually quite good. Nice and, chunky style, which just means everything is nice and crisp and put together quite well, I feel. Yeah, overall very happy. Again, I love the teeth and the separateness there and the mouth, and the eyes look cool and all that. There's a little kind of gap here where you put these two pieces together and put them in there, and it didn't quite seem to match perfectly, but you know, it's okay. And again, primed and painted, it'll look great. So anyway, that's it. That's all the minis. And I'm quite happy with them. I can't wait to actually play this again and give it another try and see how I like it, especially with more unit options. I think that'll be really, really cool. Anyway, guys, let me know if you've gotten your copy yet or not, if you're excited to get it, and if you enjoyed this unboxing. As always, I appreciate it. And let me know if you actually liked this resin cast, the unit casting, that they did more or not. Yes or no. Again, this is primed, so it's a little cheating there, but overall, quite interesting to see the two together. All right, with that out of the way, thanks so much, guys, and I'll talk to you guys again really, really soon. Bye, guys. Hey, guys, real quick before you go, I just wanted to say that I will be answering questions during this time of my future videos, so feel free in the comments to ask any question you want, either about something I covered or anything in particular, and I might answer it in the comment, or I might save it for a video response. So if you want to see your question answered live like this in video, then go ahead and ask anything you want, and look forward to seeing what you guys have to ask. We're going to try this and see how it is. I think it'll be a lot of fun, though. Okay, bye, guys.